So, we've had the exams. I totally forgot to film actually because I was just so focused, and then the release of being done and we had a big party and it was great. Yeah, so life goes on and we have to still build a bowsprit for pace because, as you may have seen, our anchor doesn't sit really well. And that has to do with the new type of anchors and with our tiny bow roller and the way the chain has to go through the forestay, because we have attachment on two sides and usually attachment is on one side and then the anchor can move next to it. So that causes a special issue, but my idea is to build sort of a bowsprit that extends the bow roller forward and gives us the opportunity to mount a proper bow roller. So we already have one. If it's not suitable, we'll get another one, but I think it'll be okay. And if we want to have a gennaker maybe at some point, then we have a bowsprit. So that serves two purposes. So what I'm doing now is, here I have the sheet. I hope you can see the lines a little bit. So I'm just sketching out on cheap MDF hopefully what will be the final design, and I'm already making adjustments. We made a little mold from the bow of the boat, so that's here. And first I was like, let's follow exactly the contour of the boat, but then I thought, why would I do that? Because it's much easier just to make a V shape, so that I have here a V shape, and then it should fit around the bow at some point. That's exactly what they do with the pre-made things, you know, from bat system and stuff. So that's my idea. And another thing what I have to do is, of course, see how the anchor's gonna sit. And for that we have a really handy thing. Mantis has on its website templates you can print out and then cut out, and then I'm gonna cut it out of wood as well, to see how your anchor's gonna sit exactly, so you don't have to bring the whole thing with you, which is really nice. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna saw this one today, and then I can order proper marine grade plywood. I think I'm gonna go for Bruinzeel, the best there is, 2 times 15 millimeters. And then we're gonna epoxy that together, and then we're gonna put 4 layers of glass on each side, and that should give us a very stiff board basically, which is strong enough for what we're gonna do with it for a 31 footer. And yeah, it's a bit of an experiment, but I think it's gonna work. So first of all, I think we have to do the anchor, but this shed is really crowded at the moment, so it's a bit tricky to work here sometimes, but yeah, we'll make it work. there we go. There we have something resembling the profile of our anchor of the Mantis M1. And then we have to see how it sits on our roller. But now we have some clue of how it will sit, especially the length of this is important for us. And yeah, just a general idea. It gives us a guideline. It's of course not super exact, but if you want to do it really exact, then you have to bring your anchor. And it's a heavy thing that we didn't decide to bring. So this is our option for now. Let's see how we're doing with the bowsprit. Now I've put the bow roller on the sheet, and I hope you can see the pencil lines. So this should be the bow of our boat. And what's important that it's clear of this. So I could make it a bit shorter, but why? Why would I do that? I think this is a good length. Because the bow of the boat, and then here we will have like our little guard thing. So our pulpit, yeah, it's called a pulpit. Our pulpit will sit there. So if we want to have a gennaker, it should be a little bit forward of that. So I think that's good. And the cool thing is, it fits exactly in one sheet, or a quarter sheet. This is a quarter sheet. So this is 1 meter 22 by 61 centimeters. So that's, I think, a quarter sheet. And that makes it really easy to order wood. So yeah, let's get this sawn out, and then we have a real picture, and if not, we'll get some more MDF and we'll make another one. So we I have the bowsprit ready, and let's take a look. So I put the bow roller on with some clamps. This is the anchor, and then it will sit right about there. And I already checked how it sits on the hull. It'll be close, but it'll be good enough. We can always put some. I'm gonna make some shims, and then once we get there, we can perfectly fit it to the hull, and it'll be great. So I'm gonna order some wood, and that's it. Welcome back. So the wood came in, and it is very nice Okume 15mm plywood, and it's a waterproof plywood. Well, as far as plywood can be waterproof, of course. It is rather expensive. It's about 60 euros a sheet, and this is a quarter sheet. So I'm guessing this is good wood. It's fairly straight, so that's good. Yeah, right now I'm putting on the template, and I think we can start cutting. And yeah, we're just gonna take it easy with the cutting, go slow, and yeah, we'll figure it out. It's not going to be that tricky, but the tricky part around here is the lack of space. There's so much boat stuff and tools and and stuff like this. So yeah, we'll figure that out. Look, it's really full here. You see, you can barely. So there's everything you could want, like even a mast for a splash dinghy, or a boom, or a passerelle. Bunch of wood, all sorts of tools, and some scaffolding, and a big drill press. But it is a bit full, so it's hard to turn around. These are the cabinets that I painted, so they're waiting their last layer, but of course we're making a lot of dust right now, so there's no point. I think I'm gonna take them inside, but I'll give them a good last sand soon, and then the varnish has really cured, and then I'll take them inside where there's less dust and finish it off. So for now I'm going to put on the template. I ordered the sheets a little bit wider because I think, let me show you. So this is the template of the bowsprit that we made the other day, right, with from MDF, and I think I ordered it just ever so slightly wider, this sheet.
And I think I want to use all that space, as you see here. So I think I'm going to make it just a little bit wider, just to make it a tad bit stronger. But yeah, that's about it. I think we're good to go. Yeah, I'm going to put on the template. I'm going to straighten out all the lines, because of course with a jigsaw it's not too straight all the time. So of course I want straight lines, and I want it nice and flush, because we're going to make 2 sheets and then stick them together like a sandwich. So the less sanding I have to do, the better. We're of course going to have to do some sanding, but that's okay. I'm going to put on this template. I'm going to have a stare at it, see if I can already see some issues arising. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward, but yeah, that's it. So follow me along. Okay, so I've set up the saw guide. As you can see, I'm going to use this nice Bosch track. I think normally it's for a circular saw, but I'm just going to use the jigsaw in this case. And yeah, measure twice, cut thrice. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, I'm going to try to make a nice cut and not ruin a sheet of plywood. That's basically the mission. I do have a slight problem with the little saw stand over here, so I think halfway through the cut I'm gonna have to move that, but other than that I think we're gonna be fine. Okay, that was our first cut. I think I'm gonna look for the circular saw, to be honest, because it's tough wood, I have to say, and I'm not getting a perfectly straight line even though I'm using the aluminium guide board. So I think I want to use the circular saw because it's gonna be straighter, but it's gonna be a nicer cut as well. So into the pile of crap we go. Let's see where it is. It's either that one or that one, and I think it's gonna be that one. We'll see. So I found the big scary circular saw. As you can see, it's on the track. I've already set it up, and yeah, let's see if we can get a straight cut. Yeah, I hope I don't mess it up with this, but this should be a better cut for a length like this, because the jigsaw is only for nice curves and stuff like that. So this should be the better tool for the job, but I haven't used it very often. You gotta do stuff sometimes, huh? You gotta do new stuff sometimes. We'll see. I have to say, that does cut really straight, but I think I went a little bit too shallow, or the board is a little curved or something, and I guess I guess by clamping it here or something. So around here, maybe you can see on the bottom, I didn't go deep enough and I didn't notice, so now I damaged the edge. It's not a big deal because it's going to be fiberglass, but yeah, still a bit of a bummer. But I have to say, that is a pretty straight cut. Much better than I could do with my jigsaw. So we're going to keep this one. It's going to be nice. Okay, so we finished the first board. I had a spot of dinner and something to drink because the sawdust was going to my throat. And now we're gonna do the second one, and it should be exactly the same. This time I'm starting off with the circular saw. And yeah, just keep on trucking. Would be really great if today we managed to get these two epoxied, but it is a bit chilly. I have wintry epoxy, so I'm going to check the temperature, and then we'll see if we can do some gluing tonight, and if not, I'll do it tomorrow. It's going to be okay. Okay, well, we finished the second one. It looks like a nice flying V guitar. So yeah, what I'm now going to do is I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Clean here, and then make some thickened epoxy and some normal epoxy, because I'm first going to coat the wood. Then put thickened epoxy over the surface, clamp them down, and then wait till tomorrow. That's basically it for today. So yeah, I'm happy how fast things went. Really good progress. I'm happy. Great. Now I'm gonna vacuum a little bit. Okay, so I just sanded the panels, and now I'm going to degrease, and then I'm going to put a coat of unthickened epoxy, let that soak in a bit, then put on thickened epoxy, clamp, 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 done, done, done. Unfortunately, they're not exactly the same size, so I guess I messed up somewhere. It's going to be okay. We have a router and a sander. So we're going to make them perfectly equally, and if not, we're going to have some thickened epoxy to fix it. And it's not great, but yeah, it's just going to have to be that way. Anyways, onto the degreasing, and then onto the epoxy. Mix some epoxy first without thickener, because I'm gonna put some on the wood and let it sit for just a little bit so it can go in the wood a little bit better, and then we're gonna put some thickened epoxy to make a glue, a sort of a glue. Okay, so the epoxy has been rolled out, so that can now go into the wood a little bit. And in the meanwhile, we're gonna mix some thickened epoxy, and I'm gonna use Aerosil. And Aerosil is a thickening agent. It's different from glass bubbles or glass balloons. It's harder to sand, but it also makes a harder glue. And I'm gonna go a slightly thick, but not super thick. It doesn't need to. It's just that it stays in place for a little bit until I squeeze the wood, and then we're good. So that's it. Some more mixing. Okay, the thickened epoxy is between the plates. So now I'm just gonna squeeze them down with as much clamps as I can find in the shed, and it's quite a few, so that's good. And then we're gonna wait. That's all we can do. So that's it. Clamp time. Okay, that's it. I've used every single glue clamp there is, and there is some light squeeze out, but that's normal because I also put light epoxy between. Not a super thick layer because it's just wastage. But as you can see here, you see, it's squeezing out. So the epoxy is going everywhere. That's really nice. Yeah, we're doing good. I see epoxy everywhere. And I say good night. I'm going back to bed. As you can hear, I'm not too well today. But I'm happy we got this done, and then hopefully it cures overnight, and then tomorrow we can put our first layers of glass on, which is going to be tricky because the epoxy is really thick, and I have thick glass. Anyway, problem for tomorrow.